Well, welcome back to another BeamNG Monster Truck event. This event is the biggest crossover in Monster Trucks of the year. We're seeing Feld, Hot Wheels, Team Bigfoot's coming in here. Everyone's coming out here tonight to throw it down for 4th of July. Our lineup out here tonight is Brandon Budd in Bigfoot, Armando, Castro, and Toro Loco, John Zimmer in Overboard. We will see Randy Brown in USA 1, Mark Peterson in Reptoid, Joe Foley in Avenger, believe it or not. You'll see David Olfert in Rockwell Red. We will move over Kayla Blood and Soldier Fortune. Then we will go to Brandon, Vinson, and Gravedigger before we end it off with Tom Metz and Max D. As well as that, we have a one-truck encore hosted by Hot Wheels and an awesome off-road halftime show. Let's get right into this awesome freestyle event. We have 10 runs to get through, a halftime show, and an encore, all in tonight's event. But before we get started in tonight's event, we've all heard of airplane flyovers before sporting events, but I bet you've never heard of a bus flyover. So out here tonight we have nicknamed the Hero Bus out here and gonna do a flyover over the stands. And the bus is now coming our way, ready to fly over and kick off tonight's show. Hear those thrusters powering up? There it is, and flying over the ramp into an enormous nosedive. Now, of course, that was not a real driver in there. Well, coming up first in tonight's freestyle, behind the wheel of the AllAmerican Bigfoot, this is Brandon Budd. He's coming out here tonight and he is going to be throwing it down. He's actually driving on the grass, not the truck. Who knows why he's doing that? There could be a billion reasons. He's going to get this turned back around now. Preparing for the racing strip. Great air to kick off the run. He's going to keep this going here in some huge air in a big nosedive. But he keeps that together nonetheless. Now he's going to head over to this racing lane. Doesn't fill in the gap, just gets a little jump and a big nosedive again, but saves it. I don't know what all these nosedives are about. I mean, this is considered a truck killer track, so we should expect some crazy destruction here. The Star-Spangled Mangler out here. That is what this track has been nicknamed by the track crew who created this, believe it or not. So we're gonna see what Brandon Budd can do, and he's gonna barely make that. Oh, he gets sideways. He is gonna lose his tire, but you know what? That's to be expected on a truck killer track like this. We're not gonna stop him there. This is all out freestyling. There's no stopping these drivers. More big air. Oh, that's never what you want to see. He just ripped the back of the truck off. Still trying to keep this going, but it looks like that is going to do it for Brandon Budd and the Bigfoot, and a fair way to end off the run, because that is not how you want your truck to look. That is a great way to kick off freestyle. We had the air, we had a couple little saves, and then we had the destruction that's to be expected. I don't think there's any truck that's going to leave in one piece today. And I'm not talking about the body, I'm talking about the actual truck. Now it's just a whole game to get back up the hill into the parking. He is struggling. So that's going to wrap it up for Brandon Budd. Let's get into run number 2. Here we go. It is Armando, Castro, and Toro Loco. One of the biggest fields he's ever appeared in for competition. Now we would be seeing Mark List out here, but he went out to perform in Cleveland this weekend, so we're going to be seeing Armando, Castro. But I'm sure that this run will be nothing short of crazy. Going for a moonwalk, but can't quite get what he was looking for. Now he's going to go and get this turned back around with lots of speed. Oh, I thought he was going to go for that weird jammer looking thing. The back side of the racing lane, no speed though, so Actually, might have just made that even worse by the way he just kind of slammed into the ramp with the front there, but he did get a good wheelie from it. Nonetheless, now he's going to get it turned back around. To the middle? Nah. He just hits it a little bit. That is a great ramp for wheelies, though, and he's going to prove that. He's not really known for his wheelies. If anything, he's known for moonwalks. So I am surprised to see some more slap wheelie things out here tonight. Now he's going to get it turned back around to the bus jump and launches it. By far the biggest error yet. That landing was harsh, but he makes it and just plows into that other racing ramp. That is the crazy move for Armando Castro. He's already about halfway done with the run, but he is still going crazy here. There we go. Right back into the jammer. Oh, I thought he was gonna do some destruction there, but I guess not. He can get over to that racing lane. Nosedives it, goes for a bit of a wheelie, but can't get it. Oh! Huge nosedive there on that racing lane. I don't know what all these nosedives are about. Some of the ramps are made, I guess. Now giving us some donuts in the Toro Loco. You can see the smoke from the nose. Here he goes. He's going to launch that again. Clears the rest of the ramps on an angle. Obviously, if you were going straight, that wouldn't be that hard, but that was on an angled jump. I'm going to turn back around to this racing strip. Just a little bit of air. Tries for a little bit of a wheelie. Here he goes, going for another moonwalk. This is what he tried at the start, and it didn't go correctly, and it won't go correctly now. He is still going for a save, though. They haven't shut that off, but it's definitely over. Now they did. That is a rough way to end the night for Armando Castro, but a great run. Absolutely destroys it. Obviously, all the trucks out here have special paint schemes specifically for this event, or maybe some random otherwise, but random out here at this event instead of their other ones. Who knows, but that red, white, and blue Toro Loco is no longer, and that thing has been absolutely destroyed. Now it's time to get into run 3 of tonight. Well, it's the third run of the night, and we are going to be seeing John Zimmer in Overboard. This is his second time filling in for Overboard since last year. That's very interesting. I'm not sure why he's doing that. But he obviously is not really filling in because Jamie Garner is off doing his own event in Cleveland with a bunch of the other drivers who would otherwise be out here. So John Zimmer's out here to drive Overboard instead, and he is ready to destroy this truck with a great slap wheelie. I obviously did a lot of those when he was driving Dragon. Oh, and onto the nose wheelie. Wonderful combo. I don't know why it went in reverse so late. Who knows? He like got onto the front end, but didn't go in the reverse then. He went in reverse after the whole truck was already down. Launches it, clears the racing jump barely, and another slap wheelie. That is what you want to see for Overboard. Oh yeah, turn back around. I don't know why he stopped right there. Going for the racing lane. Looks like he's getting ready for some big air for Overboard. Now gets on the slap wheelie. Oh! Gets it on the nose again, but he breaks a 4-link. Now, I would assume with him driving, he's paying for all the damages. So if he wants to keep driving on this, he can. We're not stopping anyone on a truck killer, but I would not recommend it. Oh, he won't be able to continue going. As he gets a nosedive and just flies through the air and lands upside down. Might have blown out a... Yeah, the suspension's broken. I don't even know when that would have happened, but it did. And that wraps it up for Jamie Garner. Sorry, not Jamie Garner, John Zimmer and Jamie Garner's truck. I just see the name Overboard and immediately go for Jamie Garner, but this is John Zimmer driving. That truck is left in pieces. That's not going to be cheap. trying to maneuver his way around. I'm sure that is Cole Bernard's chassis, since he was not driving in Cleveland. Maybe he gave that over to John Zimmer to drive with the Overboard name on it here at this event. That could make sense, because he was not at Cleveland. He's having some trouble. Well, coming up fourth is Randy Brown in USA 1. This is where it all started for Randy Brown. The first truck he ever drove, and he's revisiting the truck now in 2022. And he's going to try to throw this down and give USA 1 the big name it used to have. Like we said, this is the biggest collaboration of monster trucks, Feld trucks, Bigfoot trucks, trucks owned by all other names. We even have Hot Wheels coming out here with Hot Wheels monster trucks. This is a huge collaboration event. Now I'm going to take it to the racing strip. Oh wow, that was a lucky jump. You don't want to hit that one really backwards, because you can easily tear off the back like what Brandon Budge did, just not on that exact jump. Great wheelie. Those are pretty good ramps for wheelies. That's why Armando Castro tried to do a moonwalk on it. Said he's going for a slap wheelie off that jammer. Not the easiest thing to do on this track, really. Unless you go for like the middle one. That's a pretty good jammer to hit if you want a slap wheelie. Apart from that, there's not really any good ones to hit. Now he's going to need to turn back around. Racing time. There we go. Probably not safe to be going backwards on it all the time, but that's the second time at least doing it, so. Always gets a good wheelie by the end of it. Oh, bumps the trailer. Well, that's more of a camper, apparently. Oh, here he goes. Never mind, I thought I was going to go for some big air there. Gonna get a nice little move. Oh, huge nosedive. He's gonna go over sideways on the front end save. What a save for Randy Brown in USA 1. Like I said, he was gonna give this truck a big name again. That's exactly what just happened. Now he's gonna get this turn back around. I don't even know where he's gonna go into after this. He's already absolutely thrown this down enough. If this was a competition, he would have won for sure, but this isn't a competition. This is just an event. This is not for whoever wins or anything like that. There's no points involved. Oh, he's gonna get sideways. Oh, he's gonna go over forward. No, he cannot get it back. He goes over sideways, and that ends it for Randy Brown in the USA 1, but absolutely incredible run. And if this was a competition, I'm sure by the end of this, I would have won with that crazy save. There are some ramps we have yet to see hit though, like that double truck stack. That bus ramp was only hit once. It looks like, I couldn't really tell what that is. It might just be for sky wheelies, but it does look like there's a backflip ramp embedded in there where you can see the tire marks. There we go. Getting the fans ready one more time in the USA 1. And a bit of a bonus wheelie. And that's going to end it for Randy Brown and USA 1. And we have one more run in the first half before we end up getting to the halftime show tonight. Well, coming up next, behind the wheel of Reptoid, this is Mark Peterson. Now, he's been racing for 8 years behind the wheel of Reptoid. And he's made a great career as an independent driver. But now he's getting faced up with some of the biggest drivers in the sport. So we're going to have to see what he'll do to keep up with that. This is quite a new kind of track style for him and some of our other indie drivers out here. This is like a full style track. They're used to more fairground setups, so we'll have to see what he can do. He's done some great shows with Joel Sylvester in the Bad Habit Relapse, so I mean, he's beat him before. It's a great matchup between them, and Joey Sylvester is a great driver, so it gives some good training for Mark Peterson tonight with some great wheelies going on so far. I'm gonna get this turned back around. Now this body we saw around a little bit last year. This is a September 11th remembering truck, but red, white, and blue colors. He decided to bring back the body for tonight's 4th of July event. Another great sky wheelie. So far doing pretty good behind the wheel of Reptoid. We're gonna have to see what he can do to keep up with Randy Brown. Again, this isn't competition, but you want to be able to match what your previous contender did, but do even better. That huge air right there did that wonderfully huge sky wheelie onto the bus and a slap wheelie. That is exactly what you're going to want to see for the Reptoid. Now I'm going to get this turned back around, going to that racing lane. Big air again. Reptoid really getting air and wheelies tonight. It's a great combo. Some more air over the racing lanes. There's so many racing lanes out here, I can't even tell what to call each of them. There's big racing lanes and racing strips and one jump that can go into 2 jumps. It's so crazy. Now taking it to the center jammer, but not going to go for a slap wheelie. I was going to get this turned back around to the cart jump. That's the first time tonight. Great air up that. And the car's crushed. A bit of a nosedive, but still holding it together. Now remember, after this run, we're getting into the awesome 6, not really contender, but 6 vehicle off-road halftime show. We're going to get some of the great new models out here and have them throw it down. Reptoid starting to get this wrapped up a bit for Mark Peterson, but he's not stopping with his great air tonight. I'm going to get it turned back around for the racing lane. There's the acceleration and big air again. Lands it square. And it looks like that is going to do it for the Reptoid monster truck. Reptoid salutes driven by Mark Peterson. That will wrap up the run. Great air all throughout that run. But before we get to more monster trucks, it's time for one of my favorite parts of this show, the halftime show, brought to you by Off-Road Vehicles. Well, here we go. You can see who's up first here. Now, this is more of an advertisement for the new off-road Bastion, also known as a Charger, but BeamNG just calls it a Bastion because why not? Seeing some great drifts, kind of, not really, from the Bastion. This is more of a Tough Trucks kind of halftime show. Get some off-road vehicles jumping a bit. Speaking of jumping, there we go. Nails the jump. Goes down perfectly. We have drivers from all different stunt leagues here. Most notably Nitro Circus. There we go. He's getting kind of crazy. Oh, gets sideways. I've never seen someone do that with a car. It's one thing to do it with a monster truck, but with a car? I don't know why he just plowed into the ramp there, but he did. Well, it looks like that's going to do it for your first halftime show vehicle. Great showing for the new off-road Bastion, but it's time to get into your second off-roading vehicle for this Tough Trucks halftime show. Here we go. This is one of the most legendary things I have ever seen. Look at this. This is awesome. The Baja Beetle out here, ready to throw this down. Now this has much better suspension than the Bastion we've just seen, so maybe some bigger jumps out of this run. We'll have to see here. Oh, going right away for some jumps on the strip of ramps. Oh, getting some burnouts going. There we go. Now I'm gonna going for the double ramp. Launches it. Oh! Actually gets past where you were supposed to land, which definitely made that quite rough. When you talk about driving a monster truck being rough, every jump feels like a car crash, but if you're actually in a car and doing that, that's gotta feel a lot worse. You didn't even get any use out of that suspension, it just like hit the front end. Now taking it to the far side. Gets it up on that ramp. Gonna give it some more burnouts. That's not what I would expect to see out of this thing, but we see it. And going for one more jump. Clears it on a perfect landing that time around. There we go. Oh, going for another one? No, that's gonna wrap it up here for the Baja Beetle. Awesome vehicle. Not really insane, but definitely good for some off-road moves. Going right through the grass. Oh. Well, that grass is not easy to maintain, but sure, I guess you just thought you could destroy it. Now this is a good off-road vehicle. The brand new from this past month off-road Skin Tia model. This is awesome. You could get some awesome donuts out of this. This is a BeamNG vehicle. I don't even know what it is in real life, but it's awesome. This off-road Skin Tia out here. May not be the best for jumping, but the drifts and donuts we are seeing out of this car are insane. Look at him go. We saw some other competitors, well, other drivers try to do that in their cars earlier. You saw it did not work out quite like that. But we're seeing some crazy stuff here. Look at that perfect turn. And going in for some more. Getting this spun great. And there we go. Masters it again. Going for a jump. Whoa! Very much overshoots that. A huge nosedive. Gets it one more donut. And it looks like that's gonna wrap it up. That is, I think, my favorite performance so far, though. That was incredible. Well, it's time for the fourth halftime. Now, when they call this a Tough Truck halftime show, this is more what you would be expecting. This is actually a custom off-road. This is not an actual model. Custom made, and they are ready to throw it down in that thing. You can even see it has special things on it for going in the water, but this is really an all-terrain vehicle, including water. You can't really tell from this angle, but it is on the hood. Getting the fans ready, honking it up a bit. I wonder where he's going to start with this. He has spent quite a bit of time just driving around. So let's hope we can see him make it a bit more exciting. There we go. Oh! That is never what you want to see. Broke the whole bottom. Oh, that is not looking good. That thing is basically in half at this point. There's that. Don't need an exhaust, I guess, anymore. They're gonna let him go back to driving? That could not have felt good, but he's going back for more. Where is he headed with this? He's gonna go back to the same jump, it looks like. Full speed. Oh no! Oh, even worse this time. And ends up sideways. That's never what you want to see. They're gonna try to get that flip back over. And that is a rough performance, but I'm sure the fans love it. That truck is literally in half. Well, coming up next, I call this thing the Barney Mobile. Now, this is actually, despite the name, very, very good. 6.9 liter V8 engine, so this is pretty fast. A bit faster than everything else we've seen, except for the off-road interior and maybe the bash turn. And ready to get to jumping tonight in this halftime show. Here he goes. Going that first jump. Whoa! Oh no, he's gonna land it. Oh, but he's sideways and spinning across the floor. It's as if the car was trying to do a sidewall. And he is gonna end up directly upside down. Now they're gonna try to get that flip back over. Why are they struggling so much? I really wouldn't expect them to be, but they are. Oh, they did something. Wow, they're just break it more. Why not? There we go. They got it flipped back over now. Yeah, shattered windows and everything. Well, there's only one driver left in this halftime show. I nicknamed this thing the Master of Off-Roading. This is the Hopper Crawler. It's called a Hopper, and it's the crawler version. Now, crawler means good suspension. Hopper means, well, jump. So, you put those together, and you have the best thing out here, and that just shows it right there. That is a full-on monster jump right there. That's what we're seeing from monster trucks. Completely clears the landing ramp. I mean, I'm sure many people tonight could have done that, but not very safely. This does not matter. That suspension, you can see those coil shocks. They are powerful. And then take that, and then you have to put that in a monster truck. It's way bigger, way more expensive. This is also expensive, but it lasts pretty well considering he's not going around doing backflips and stuff. This is incredible air though. Now we're gonna get this turned back around. Oh, he's not gonna do it. Going full speed to the racing lane. Lands it. And that is what you want to see from the Hopper Crawler, I guess I'll have to be calling it, because I don't even know what else to call it. Just the master of off-roading right here. Going for more huge air, that is what you want to see. And keeping it together. Still not done yet, going back for round 2. Wait. No, not with a car. If that's it, I don't even know what you would call this. It's not really a truck or a car. Goes right over the other cars. That could not have been a nice landing. He is taking it all the way back around the track. Here he goes. Oh, he's going back to the racing strip, and that is the biggest jump tonight in this Tough Trucks halftime show. Lands it right down the backside of the landing ramp, I guess you call it. Now we're going to go back around to the other racing lane. This one has not been hit yet. Now it has. Lands it, gets a bit sideways. Oh no! Sideways, makes him end up upside down. But that was anything but disappointing by the master of off-roading right there. What an incredible run. Wow. We have, between this and the Barney Mobile, we have some lousy, whatever you want to call it, people, I guess, rescue crew out here. You're really struggling tonight, but there we go. And that ends the halftime show tonight. And that wraps up with the master of off-road. Well, this is pretty interesting here. We have Joe Foley behind the wheel of Avenger. Now, Joe Foley is relatively new to Team Screen, but not really. Been in there for a couple of years. Known for driving Axe, but filling in for Avenger at this show because Jim Kohler is driving in Cleveland this weekend. Well, did drive in Cleveland this weekend. And there we go. Kicking off the run with some great air and a wheelie. Now I'm going to get it turned back around now because Joe Foley is part of Team Scream. This is still technically his truck. Just got some different tires and body on it. There we go. Oh, we'll get to know a one-tire wheelie. Now, there are some things that he's known for. Definitely some good air and some good saves. So we'll have to see what he can do tonight. Behind the wheel of Avenger. And when I say big air, I mean it. Look at that right there. Oh! Bumps the car jump. And that is exactly what I was talking about. Gets it on an incredible one-tire save. Now he's just going to have to get it turned back around. That might have been even better than what we saw from Randy Brown. Huge sky wheelie over the bus. actually walks it down the ramp. Now this is the 6th run in, I believe, and we have still yet to see anyone properly hit that camper. I mean, we saw it get tapped on accident, but whoa! That is the biggest error of the night. Oh, he's gonna go back over again for a save. Right on the safe position, and he's gonna end up on the lid. A great attempt to get it back by Joe Foley in the Avenger, but he's not gonna be able to. But I don't even think that matters, just because of that save he got earlier on that racing lane. And that will wrap it up for Joe Foley in the Avenger. Nothing short of incredible right there, and right up there with Randy Brown's run based on how incredible that was. But we still have 4 more runs to get into, and now we're getting into the biggest of the best. Well, when I say we're getting to the best, I mean it. We have a few competitors left. David, Olfert, and Rockwell Red kicking them off. Then we have Kayla Blood, Soldier Fortune, Brandon Vinson Gravedigger, Thomas and Max D, before we ended off with an awesome Hot Wheels sponsored encore. So David, Olfert, Rockwell Red kicking it off with some great air tonight. Now, calling this truck red, white, and blue, it's a bit of a stretch, but really if you just look at it for a few seconds, you can clearly see the American flag stretched all across this truck. And we want to let as many drivers out here as possible, with a total of 10 and some great air up the racing lane. We're talking about how great that air is, but they were just doing that normally in racing, and we didn't even think about how big of air it was. Now it's going to get turned back around for the racing strip of ramps. There we go, great air again. Slap wheelie. Looks like he's setting it up for a moonwalk. There we go, gets it on the front end. And showing a great moonwalk. Oh! Gets it too forward, but is saved sideways. I don't even know what you would call that. It's just twisted. Like a nose wheelie corkscrew thing. Now he means business. More air up the backside of the racing lane with some good slap wheelie after it. Oh, he's nearly gonna go over. Gets it on the sidewalls and the turn after almost flipping the truck. Now he just has to go and start getting some even crazier stuff in here, like that nosedive into a huge wheelie. Now gonna get this turned back around. Can't tell if he's done. No, he's going for it. Huge air for Rockwell Red, just like we saw him doing Velociraptor in Salinas earlier this year. He is still going. He has been over 2 minutes by far, but this isn't a competition. You just go out there and throw it down. And David Olfert's doing nothing short of that. That ramp hasn't even been hit yet, but now it has. He's just throwing this into every corner it can go. And gonna do some donuts. I would assume those will wrap it up tonight. No, he's not done yet. More big air up that racing jump. And that is gonna do it for Dave Olfert and the Rockwell Red. What an incredible run. He's gonna get that turned back around. That was one of the greatest runs I have seen out here tonight. Definitely up there with Joe Foley and Randy Brown. But now it's into the top 3 drivers. So get ready for some chaos. While kicking off the top 3, as I have said, this is Kayla Blood in the Soldier Fortune. Now, if Soldier Fortune wasn't already enough of a 4th of July truck, this one is colored red, white, and blue. I'm gonna throw it down. Up there looking like a NASA spaceship, so we'll have to see what kind of air this thing can get. Then it literally will be. Up that middle jammer, setting it back down and getting some good air to kick this off. Big wheelie right there. I love seeing wheelies that are like on top of the ramps. Like you start the wheelie on the ground, then you bring it onto the ramp, and then even when you get off the ramp, you keep it going. That's the best kind of wheelie. And we've just seen the master. Here we go again. Doesn't really carry it out, but does get a second little slap wheelie after it. So far, already throwing it down. Headed to the bus jump. The smaller bus jump. Oh! About to go over. Starting to drive on the sidewall. Save. Gets it back. The back of the truck is just about falling off. The flag is twisted in so many ways. Just gonna have to keep it going. Your big air again. Oh, really hard landing on the bottom of that. There's definitely a broken tie rod going on here. Going to the bus jump. Walks a wheelie on it. Yeah, you can see the front right. Wheelie straight into the jammer. Gonna get turned back around. A broken four-link bar. And I think that's gonna do it for Kayla Blood and the Soldier Fortune. Of course, we will let them drive on broken trucks, but a broken four-link is anything but cheap, and worse you make it, the more expensive it will get. And a broken four-link is a perfect way to rip out the entire end. So that's gonna do it for Kayla Blood. But an incredible running into the barriers. That's why tire rods are kind of hard to drive on. You have no control over that tire. It turns wherever it wants. It makes it very difficult. Yep, really struggling to just get around. But we have the top two left, and it's Digger versus Max D. You do not want to miss what's coming up, especially not the encore. Well, coming up next behind the wheel of Gravedigger, this is Brandon Vinson. We're not going to see Adam Anderson out here tonight because he was driving in Cleveland as well. But Brandon Vinson is ready to be crazier than Adam Anderson would have been. This is a big event. It's all out. You won't be shut down. It's no limits. There's a giant, amazing course. Anyone who had a truck could come out here if they had some red, white, and blue attached. I don't know how long Feld was working on these bodies for, but they definitely knew this day was coming. Well, a great moonwalk will kick off the run. But if there's one thing Digger's known for, it's air and crazy wow moments. And that is exactly what we see into a slap wheelie. That is the thing that all Digger... If you're a Digger driver, you need to know how to give it a good slap wheelie. And that is exactly what we've just seen from Brandon Vinson. He's going to go to the jammer and launch it past the bus jump. Hits it on the front end super hard. And he's going to do it again. Oh! That is not looking good. He just nosedived the middle of the axle straight into the corner of a ramp. Broke a four-link, but he does not care. More huge air. Giving us a proper Digger run right now. Here he goes on the racing strip, launches it again. Gets it sideways a bit, keeping it going. Now where is he headed with this? Oh! He's gonna plow straight into the back of the camper. That was not expected. Somehow that thing is still holding shape. The camper is holding shape better than Digger is. Oh jeez. This truck is being ripped apart more and more as he goes. But he's not stopping now. Where is he going? What was that move? I don't even know what just happened, but that's gonna wrap it up for Brandon Vinson and Gravedigger. Most incredible run of the night yet, and that tire is long gone. Well, coming up next in freestyle, this is Tom Meents and the Max D. Now, there's no spikes on this one, but I mean, those are not cheap. This one really helps you show the colors more. It'd be cool if each spike had like a star on it, but not tonight, I suppose. But we have nothing to complain about based on what we've seen. That's not even like a... That's the first run. Sorry, the first jump of the run. Tom Meents knows how to kick it off. And there we go. Launches it again, landing square on the racing lane into a wheelie. Looks like he's going to be using this for a moonwalk. There we go. Resting it on the front end. The shadow is so distorted. Gets it into a bit of a wheelie. Great skills move combo. I really hope we see him just go straight through that camper in this run. Really giving maximum destruction its name. Taking it to this racing lane. Goes over the actual racing jump. I don't think that's how that's meant to be used, but that's how we used it. Now he's going to get it turned back around, going to the small bus jump, but with as much speed as possible. Nearly hitting the jump next to him. I don't know how he avoided it. What is he going for here? Is he trying to jump over it sideways? That is not... That's interesting. Okay. Now he's going to get this turned back around for Max D. He's not going to go for the camper yet. But he is going to go for some huge air. Off just that little racing jump. That's what's so crazy about monster trucks. They could turn any little thing exciting. Now going to that racing lane, huge air. Oh, that's not going to end as well as the other one. Breaks the rear right tire off the tire rod. Kind of just doing whatever it wants right now. But he's anything but done. Oh, I think he's lining up for it. Or at least trying to. He's not. I thought he was going to go for the camper there. I have no idea what he's doing right now. Oh no! He's getting ready for it! He's going right over Digger, lands on the truck, and keeps it back on all the tires. Brandon Vinson left that truck out like a crush car, and that's how it's being used. Oh, right into the front of the camper. That's not stopping anyone. Now going by this bus jump, where is he headed? Whoa! Jumps over those two trucks based off the front end. Just hits the front end of the trucks to jump over them, and he ends up on the lid. And that is how you wrap up a run. Wrap up the night even. And that is why Tom Meents was saved for last. Didn't get as much destruction as I was maybe expecting, but definitely the best moves of the night. Up there was Randy Brown, Joe Foley, Kayla Blood. You could name so many incredible drivers tonight. But we're not done yet. We have one more truck to come out here and throw it down for an encore. Sponsored by Hot Wheels. Still going with the red, white, and blue colors is Hot Wheels Racing 4. Well, coming up last for the encore, driver of Heavy Hitter and Demo Derby, but out here driver of Hot Wheels Racing 4. This is Derek Anson, and he is known for getting some good air, so we'll have to see what he'll do for us tonight. Now for the encore, they just told him to one-up everything that happened in Freestyle, so I'm hoping that's exactly what we'll see. He's getting the fans ready for whatever he's planning to do. He said he wants to try to complete a forward momentum backflip off the backflip kind of thing that Gravedigger made, but with Gravedigger stuck up there, he's gonna have to get a bit creative about what he's gonna do for today's encore. Here he goes, gonna get turned around, looking that he's gonna start this off. Lining up on the center step up. He wants to get a flip, that's a perfect way, but he's gonna need some crazy throttle rhythm control to get that. Here he goes, full speed ahead, Oh, that's not what he was looking for, but a huge sky wheelie. He's gonna go over forward into a slap wheelie. What a combo for Derek Anson, and he's not done yet. This is the encore. Like he said, he's gonna one-up everything everyone else did. Avenger known for having black and red roll cages, and that's prominent in Hot Wheels Racing 4 tonight as he lands on the back tire of Gravedigger, snapping a 4-link and tire rod. But there's no stopping yet. Oh no, he found his next target. It looks like it's gonna be Max D. Gonna get this turned back around. Going for the jump. Huge sky wheelie. Gets it on the sidewall. Save. And he's gonna end. Wait. He's gonna keep going and he's gonna end up upside down. That was anything but cheap, but that is how you close out a show. Absolutely demolishing Tom Meents and Brandon Vinson's trucks. You could see his truck destroyed in the background. Tom Meents a little bit closer. Well, an incredible event. Tons of saves, tons of air. Surprisingly, no one properly hit the camper, except Brandon Vinson did plow into it. That wraps up your 4th of July bash. I hope you guys enjoyed. The track crew worked hard on this, and we'll see you next time with the 2012 tour.